1st and 15.
Just a tough start for the Fords with that false start dropping them back, and little to no gain there on 1st down.
Second down, 14 yards to go. A low vantage point and a heck of a place to watch some football. There was a big barbecue beforehand here today, and the crowd is piling in. There won't be any seats left a couple minutes into this contest. 4 wide for Haverford, and they'll run it up the gut. He takes it off tackle. Samaj Lee into the secondary. Brought down on the play by Josh Simmons.
If Josh Simmons doesn't break that block, that's going for a touchdown. Instead, a long gain for 1st down.
It's going to be the Samaj Lee show today. A lot of run game. That's what you're going to see out of this Haverford offense.
And when they're doing it well, Oliver, they're managing clock. But there is a flag, and maybe that was a big part of the reason. So a holding call there will push Haverford way behind the sticks. And Oliver, we're going to flip that point right on its head. A team that likes to get downhill, run the football, get positive yardage, and get into short yardage situations. Well, now that's not the situation here. 2nd and 20-plus yards. Need to get all the way to the 35-yard line for a first. Ball on the 13. A high snap. Here comes Lee. Lee again to the edge, and Jack Luthi nudges him out of bounds after a gain of 5.
I think we have a pretty good idea of Ford's opening game plan here with Lee. Obviously an explosive player.
But it's 3rd and a long way to go here, Tyler. So now the former first-team All-Catholic defensive end, I know the football player in you is saying, let's pin the ears back. Gavin Muller, number 23, is an edge rusher.
Yeah, you got to be expecting pass here on 3rd and long. Something the Fords have not shown yet.
Keenan Stahl on the other side of the field, on the other side of the linebacking core, looks to rush the passer. Tierney stands in. Good protection. Fires over the middle, and it's incomplete. Intended for Krakovitz.
Yeah, from here, feels like he threw that with the wind. It might have just got away from him a little bit, but a beautiful pocket created by that offensive line, as you alluded to, Bob, a strength of this team.
And LaSalle had to go man coverage there. That's Hawkins coming up with the good coverage. It would have had to have been a perfect throw.
Hawkins has had himself a really good year thus far. Coverage through almost a couple picks last week. But he has really shown how important he is to the secondary.
If you're Joey O'Brien here, you got to be really careful with this punt. This wind is going to do whatever it wants to that football.
McClave, a left-footed punt. O'Brien able to come back on top of it, bobbled it initially. And the wind, by the way, is coming at the punting McClave there, but certainly off what would be his right shoulder.
Some strong starting field position for this Explorers offense.
Led by Gavin Sidwar. We've talked about how this team is a little bit banged up, so you'll see a lot more time at the wide receiver position this week for Nick Swanson and Jimmy Dolan. But we'll see this all day long. Des Ortiz, he gets 4 up the gut. On the defensive side, Brendan Apple, Walt Frazier, and Phil Ocala. 3rd year, 6'2", 250-pound edge. That'll be a challenge for LaSalle's offensive line to keep out of the backfield. Matt Jones, Gavin Cooper, and Colin Campbell-Williams in the linebacking core. Samaj Lee, Stephen Cobb, Marcus Jones, and Gabe Denisi in the defensive secondary. Line to gain is the 40 on 2nd and 6. Sidwar will take a shot deep. He's got Nick Swanson, and he can't make the play. That was slightly overthrown. A wind-aided overthrow, no doubt about it.
Yeah, Sidwar getting used to Swanson and Dolan, as you mentioned, with McFadden and Filippo off today. I mentioned Filippo because if we remember in week 1, he took a couple plays at wideout. So as he works himself back into this roster, we'll see if he lines up at a wide receiver position in the next couple weeks. But today they're going to have to go with Swanson and Dolan.
That's difficult from a defensive perspective. The Explorers on 1st and 2nd down showed the same personnel in the same form and 2 very different plays.
3rd and 6, a quick snap. Sitting down in coverage and getting to the sideline. That's a great catch. That's a timing ball there, Tyler, and got the ball to number 14 for the Explorers. First catch of the year for Trey Hopkins.
It's a big sophomore at 6 foot, 182 out of wide out there, Bob, and it looked like a senior with that timing. Well executed.
LaSalle in the white with the blue pants offensively. Motoring down the field. Ball at the 36-yard line. Ortiz alone in the backfield along with Sidwar. And Ortiz makes one miss in the open field, ripped down. No gain on the play, but we'll get another look at this replay. This is a run-pass option, but again, I don't think Sidwar ever had his eye on that defensive end. That might have just been a called run.
Yeah, it seemed like there was a missed block or miscommunication there, and good job by Ortiz making a miss for, getting where he did.
If it was RPO, Tyler, then it's one where Sidwar would otherwise want to pull it, and that's why you leave the defensive end unblocked. Quick screen, Jimmy Dolan is taken down for no loss. 3rd down and a long way to go, about 10 yards.
2 strong defensive showing so far from both teams.
Matt Jones roving that linebacking core. He's going to come to the right side of the line now. His right side, Gavin Sidwar in the shotgun, and Grayson McHugh. That left tackle position. Sidwar flings it across the middle. It's short, caught there by O'Brien at the 31-yard line, and it'll be 4th down and 5. No doubt about it, keep the offense on the field. Unless you want Aiden Hatfield with a wind-assisted 48-yard attempt. Not that he can't do it. He has the leg. But they want to keep the offense rolling early on in this contest.
Yeah, we saw Brett Gordon start that off in Harrisburg, going for it on these 4th and mediums, and he's usually rewarded.
Hopkins splits out wide. Dolan at the X position, and Joey O'Brien in the slot. That's a handful for any nickel corner. 4th and 5, Sidwar fires, and it's incomplete, but that's a turnover on downs. Probably a good drop by Kwame Waters as he's diving for that football, so he would have been down there at the 13. Instead, the Fords come up with the football past the 30-yard line as they get their second offensive drive started.
And what I saw there, number 10, Kellen Gardner, has just been a menace on that left defensive end, Bob. He's getting pressure every play on Sidwar.
Gardner, a sophomore starter, all the way now to his senior year, of course. And now we're going to see more of Gardner on offense as well, Tyler. A terrific athlete and one of the best to do it here at Haverford. Krakovitz is the wideout. On our near side of the field as we see it, Hawkins one-on-one defensively with no safeties out there. And as a result, LaSalle gets all kinds of pressure into the backfield, committing multiple guys. Luthi in there on the stop, as well as Dylan Clare.
Really interesting, Bob. Like you said, it seems like the Explorers kind of selling out for the run after seeing what the Fords are capable of in the run game.
And Tyler, you've heard us now, you've seen us, and you've seen what's happened out here. A lot of calls for the linebackers. When LaSalle will go with a 3-man front, as they'll do from time to time over the course of the season, you'll see a lot more getting to the linebackers. This time, 3 down linemen, and those linebackers coming off the edge. Great pressure into the backfield. And another stop on a gain of just 1 yard. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Haverford's going to have to try to establish the ball in the air at some point in this game. LaSalle's run defense is just too good to be able to make a living off of it.
Yeah.
Have to trust their quarterback a little bit more.
The Explorers essentially inviting them to pass the ball there with that man coverage, putting a lot on their cornerbacks in that man.
Jamel Williams at that nose tackle position. Ryan Fandozzi at the one edge position, and Gavin Muller at the other. 3rd down and 10. Line to gain is the 42. Claire is the one showing blitz. And they get unyielding pressure, but Tierney got rid of it. He had to get rid of that football in just a second or two. And a great catch on the play by the tight end. Move the sticks.
Great throw by Tierney. He had pressure coming on him. Had to gut on his back foot, make a good, accurate throw. And they're into LaSalle territory.
And you'll see multiple tight ends over the course of the day. That one was Quinn Gallagher. You'll also see Kellen Gardner, who we mentioned on the last possession.
Gallagher had a few inches on Simmons there as well. Made that catch a little easier.
Finn Tierney on the handoff. And bouncing it is Jaden Rivera. Rivera taken down by Joey O'Brien.
It's a ball game.
Rivera making men miss.
Good job by Rivera holding that ball there. Joey O'Brien was going right for it on that tackle.
Well, this is what you were talking about, Oliver, in terms of Haverford controlling the pace, run the football, and then when there's a timely ball that needs to be thrown, trust your big, strong wideouts, a couple of them playing tight end, to go get the football and extend drives. A team in Haverford that went and beat a really good Wyomissing team, one of the favorites in 4A of the PIAA, 20-3. And a timeout was granted just prior to the play clock running out. Stay with us momentarily, and we'll be right back here on Bob Long Sports.
Dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert...
First down and 10. Haverford called timeout. As you start to see those cars roll by in the top right-hand corner of your screen, they're going to lob to that corner, and it's incomplete. Tierney intended for Krakovitz. That is Lancaster Avenue, by the way. Tyler, you're living right down the street from here.
Yeah, Haverford Township local now, so it's, obviously, I'm a little split here, of course.
Yeah.
I'm an unbiased announcer, Bob, but
that's right.
That's a tough pass there. Looking back into the sun over the Haverford school here.
Second down and 10. Second down and 10. And hit and dropped on the play. Samaj Lee on the give, no gain. Third down and 9. So Tyler, I heard the nature of your conversation there. So drones are not allowed in PIAA sanctioned games. And I believe that, well, here's what I believe. I believe I don't know the rule for sure in terms of non-PIAA. And this, of course, is a PIAA school versus non-PIAA school. There is a drone hovering around the back end of the Haverford end zone. Of course, a lot of programs will use that to garner film and do things of that nature. So there were some concerned citizens. Lee, though, on the give on third down. And here comes the special teams unit. Off comes Tierney, and on comes Jude McClave.
We had that game 2 weeks ago in Ocean City. Had a little bit of a stoppage for a drone going up.
And that might have been an Ocean City High School type of thing. Certainly, because that also is not a PIAA opponent. Great shot there, Keith. Let's get to the field goal kick as well. That kick is up.
Got it.
And good. 3-0. Haverford leads over LaSalle. This is a big day here at Haverford with a big tailgate and a big barbecue beforehand. certainly all the expectations in the world coming in for this LaSalle team for what they've done, but Haverford saying, look at us. We're undefeated as well. We've challenged ourselves, and they have a 3-0 lead at home. Stay with us.
No conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest. Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that
3-0 Fords as LaSalle will get the offense back out on the field. Jimmy Dolan out to the 25-yard line, ripped down there at the 26 by Kwame Waters. We talked a little bit about some of the keys with LaSalle missing Filippo and McFadden here today, but let's meet the rest of that offensive unit. Grayson McHugh, Chris Berneski, Seamus Pinkerton, Andrew Sorge, Jacob Jackson up front. Gavin Sidwar, he's the Rutgers commit who will play quarterback. Brian Christie at times will play at the fullback position. Des Ortiz, and who you're seeing now, Josh Simmons. They will trade snaps. That's Josh Simmons in motion. Flipping it out that way. Wide receiver blocking up the field, and how about Simmons, who was down on the play, but finds a way to fall forward with the best of them. Tyler, I think we've seen a lot of that out of him this year.
Yeah, Bob, you know what I know this about me. Favorite part about football is good wide receiver blocking. That was incredible by the Explorers, just opening it up for Simmons, who's just an athlete, and as you mentioned, was down by contact there.
Yeah, good look there from Keith Binsfeld on the camera. Tight shot of that play. Now we'll see some more of this. Ortiz was split out wide on the last snap, but with Filippo and McFadden not in the contest today, a lot more two running back sets to be expected. This is Des Ortiz diving forward to the line to gain. Got 2.5 when he needed 2. And Oliver, how about Josh Simmons leading the way?
Yeah, he has been a very good utility guy, been able to catch the ball as we saw, getting some extended reps in that first Harrisburg game, and he's been a part of just about every other LaSalle game so far this year. He is really explosive out of the backfield. He's just a really good athlete.
And that one in particular, Tyler, that's 10 on 10. That's Josh Simmons going into the big linebacker, Kellen Gardner, and taking him out of the play, leading the way for Ortiz. Quick out. That's the tight end, John Patrick Oates. And Oates got about half on first down. 5 yards, second, and they're going to call it 4 to go.
There's a lot of those passes, Bob, where the receiver, it's pretty telegraphed where it's going, but they do such a good job of setting up the play that he has all day to get, 6 yards there? I like what I see pre-snap from this Explorers offense. A lot of misdirection.
Motion makes the linebacking core and the secondary make decisions. We've seen it all over the NFL these days, making its way into the college game as well. Sidwar, toe tap for Joey O'Brien, and they say incomplete.
Wow.
Said he was juggling it.
2 officials right there on the play. We'll bring the replay to you.
He definitely had the space. They're going to call it on the juggle. We'll see. Yes.
And a little bit of a juggle indeed. 2 officials in a better spot to make the call certainly than we were, and now a 3rd down and 4.
Imagine making that call at full-time speed. We're reviewing that in slow-mo there. Great call by the ref.
Line to gain is the 47, and they're going to gain it via an encroachment.
I believe that's 2 false starts and 1 encroachment against Haverford.
LaSalle has drawn a bunch of offsides, a bunch of encroachment.
It's the Sidwar clap.
Sidwar clap, that's right.
The hard count, as it were. A windy afternoon with 5 on the play clock, 1st and 10. John Patrick Oates, the man in motion, and a run up the gut there off the tackle. Big play on that one made by number 53. And that's Walt Frazier. No, he's not a basketball star, folks. He's a 6'3", 285-pound junior.
What a beast. If I played Explorers offensive line and was watching the tape, who do I have to block this week?
They have found their way into playing against massive offensive and defensive lines in their first 3 contests. I mean, there were some dudes, to borrow a term, at Calvert Hall last week as well. Joey O'Brien making 2 miss and has the first down. And that's what has him rated a 4-star with Alabama offers among others.
And I think the Explorers just see something on the outside in film or something, because that's the 4th or 5th play where they're getting it to Joey O'Brien or another wide out. Pretty telegraphically, but just really setting up the receivers for success.
Josh Simmons, patience, and then hits the hole. He gained about 3, maybe 4 yards on first down.
Flagged.
Flag came down on the play.
Brett Gordon was calling for something.
And it's an illegal substitution against the defense. So now the question will be, will LaSalle take the penalty? Of course they will. They got less than 5, and they're going to keep the down once they take the 5 yards. So they will step this off from the 40-yard line. .56 seconds left. Clock is ticking here in the first quarter.
It's a quick first quarter.
A lot of ball control, just the second offensive drive for LaSalle. Josh Simmons off the right tackle has the first down. Needed 5 and got 6. And this is an offensive line that's been in many ways reconstructed. A lot of first-year players.
Little hurry up there.
And forcing Haverford to take a second timeout with 35 seconds left. By the way, we have had a great ear for the LaSalle band by the Keith Binsfeld. I don't know if we can get a shot of the LaSalle Pep Band that travels to every contest for this program, and they are doing a great job here today. That's Chris Mealy leading the way in the blue and gold shirt. And students doing a terrific job to support their fellow students. First and 10 from the 29-yard line. Four wide, including the tight end J.P. Oates, who's lined up just off the right tackle. Sidwar streaking over the middle. It's through the hands of Jimmy Dolan. Incomplete.
Second go-ahead touchdown pass. That was, the first one wasn't dropped, but just, it's there.
Had him open is an understatement. Just flying across on a post. Just gets right through his hands.
Terrific throw there by
throw.
Gavin Sidwar. You are hearing it, at least I am, and I think it's probably coming through on the telecast. It is windy. It is absolutely blustery out here, and that ball is on a rope.
And it's swirling, too. You look at the flags, they're doing something different than they are up here.
LaSalle looks like from here they have the wind at their back. We're feeling it at our backs going the other direction. Joey O'Brien out to the 25-yard line. Another screen. That's going to set up a 3rd and manageable. They can run to the line here and get a snap off before the end of the quarter. And the reason you might think about doing that is the aforementioned wind at their backs right now.
Looks like they're in no rush with 8 seconds to go.
Well, they do break the huddle. Down to the final 3 seconds. Down under 1. And they will take it right to the end of the first quarter. So a good one. Haverford has 2 offensive drives. They score 3 points. LaSalle on the tail end of their second offensive drive of the game. It's 3-0 here from Haverford High School, the Haverford school in Haverford Township. You got to be careful. There is a Haverford High School. This is the Haverford School, and this is the Bob Long Sports Telecast. We'll be right back.
Value. Value that flows right to your bottom line. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years, and we know what's important. Solving problems, creating flexibility, protecting and stretching your dollars. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
When your car needs repairs and you can't wait, Meineke can help. With life's crazy schedule between work and family, you'll love Meineke's same-day service. Call today and Meineke will get your car in today. For new brakes, exhaust repairs, or your check engine light comes on, trust Meineke to do the job right. And families have been coming to Meineke for years because Meineke works on any make or model vehicle. Same-day service, value, and trust. Meineke, doing car care right.
Third down and a little bit more than 5 yards here to start the second quarter.
4 down territory as well.
Trey Hopkins is the wide receiver on the near side of the field. Joey O'Brien is in the slot. Sidwar stands in with good protection. John Patrick Oates has the first down, has the touchdown. Sidwar to Oates, and LaSalle takes a 6-3 lead.
Just looked like a little rub route there to get Oates open. Just a great job of execution, getting across, and Oates using his athleticism for the touchdown.
First touchdown of the year for JP Oates. Another position change to the tight end slot. He's been fantastic. Definitely deserving of getting in the end zone there.
Aiden Hatfield, who has been a welcome surprise his first year with the program, on to attempt the extra point. Folks are starting to learn.
Look out,
so
Mike.
is that car. Oh, my goodness.
Almost mounted the football on top of the spiked fence out there.
Yeah, we're mounted on the spiked hatchback. Look at that gray hatchback. Oh, my goodness.
It's still gray. It just has a dent in it now.
It sure does. And that's the beauty of high school football, guys. These are not cookie-cutter stadiums here. This is a very, very unique venue.
I'd be interested to hear who's liable for that damage. I assume not Hatfield, but.
Spoken like a guy who's maybe had an errant tee shot or two on a golf course surrounded by homes, Tyler.
I've also been the victim of it, Bob, so
Well,
it's
that-
a give-and-take relationship.
That is true. Hatfield will kick this one deep, back deep to receive Jaden Rivera and Samaj Lee. Hatfield angles this one towards the sideline. That's a nice job to come up and get the football. Rivera steps out of bounds at the 24.
Yeah, I'm impressed with the ability to catch a ball like that on the run, especially with this wind and doing God knows what to the football.
We got a ball game here today, and I think folks that know this Haverford program well, that does not surprise them. But LaSalle has been the belle of the ball in many ways throughout the first 3 weeks of this season. Maybe the team more so than anyone else in the state of Pennsylvania that's jumped onto the radar. It started with a 45-7 win against Harrisburg. Nice job by LaSalle stringing it out and taking down the running back number 24, Colin Campbell-Williams.
Yeah, that was a good job by number 47, Keenan Stahl. Looked like a defensive end, or at least was holding the edge. It looks like he'd been held up a little bit, but did enough to kind of make that run bounce to the outside.
He's had a couple of nice plays early on, and he's been lining up when LaSalle goes with 4 down linemen.
And a nice open field tackle by Eddie Sutter, like you mentioned, Bob, the hero of the battle of the beach with the interception to close that one out. A nice open field tackle for Sutter.
Tierney in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right side. He'll look that way. Fire across the middle. It's intercepted. Claire with the initial contact on the play. Christian Peterman brings it in, and LaSalle's in business.
Dylan Clare, we've been saying his name every single game. He's been making his presence known. He gets his hands to the football, pops it up in the air. That's dangerous over the middle of the field. And LaSalle in more good field position. They're already in the red zone.
I like how he got rewarded with a nice big tackle from number 62, Joshua Williams. Looked like he had about 150 pounds on him.
That's the Stanford commit. They're going to like that foot speed.
Nice interception. Here's 300 pounds on top of you.
Christian Peterman comes up with the interception for LaSalle. And this is a way to flip a game on its head. What was 3-0, and Haverford controlling the pace through most of the first quarter. Does LaSalle take a shot now? There are 2 high safeties for Haverford, so they'll flip it underneath, and that's great recognition there by Sidwar. Josh Simmons to the 10. He's going to be marked 1 yard short of the line to gain. They spot him at the 12-yard line.
Gives you enough confidence to take maybe a couple shots, but knowing that you only need a 2-yard run to secure the first down. Good spot to be.
This is where the field gets very compact, though, Tyler. Only 20 yards to deal with.
I'm going to look for O'Brien in the back of the end zone here with the ability to take a shot.
Instead, they'll flip it out wide. Josh Simmons has the first down. Needed 2 and got 3. It's a good tackle there by Haverford in the open field. Marcus Jones in there on the stop.
And for the most part, seems, again, like the Explorers are just avoiding the inside or the middle of the field here, making a bump to the outside, even with that Simmons throw.
By the way, Stephen Cobb on that play was one-on-one against a wide receiver blocker. I think it was O'Brien, and did a nice job to force Simmons inside enough to allow Jones to make that tackle. Cobb and Jones, a nice job in that defensive secondary for Haverford. Now it is 1st and goal, though, from the 9. Des Ortiz back on the field. On a counter, gets down to the 5-yard line. Gavin Sidwar had both hands raised in the air, thought that was going to be a touchdown. It's a heck of a job by that defensive line to just trip up Ortiz, who had that full head of steam.
I can't believe Ortiz got as much of a gain as he did there. He launched through that line, and yeah, as you said, kudos to Haverford for stuffing that.
And once again, Marcus Jones, for the 2nd time in as many plays, keeps LaSalle out of the end zone. But the Explorers are getting closer. 2nd and goal from the 6. Can they punch it in here? The tight end Oates is lined up in the slot. O'Brien comes down with it. Did he get his foot down? Yes, he did. Touchdown on the lob from Sidwar to O'Brien.
What do you do against that? That was incredible.
What do you do against that? Nothing. Perfect throw. Great athlete. 6'3" frame. Get that toe down. It's a touchdown.
No juggle that time. And Hatfield lining up his next car.
That one
Get there.
is going to be a little short. Through the hands, though. Through the hands. You got to make the play out there. Come on now. You're on Keith Binsfeld, Caught by Keith cam right now. That's caught with a K, by the way, on Instagram. Can of corn. Nope. 8:54 to play, 2nd quarter. We got a good one here between LaSalle and Haverford. But the time is now, Oliver, for this Haverford offensive line to do what it does and do what it's been able to do and establish tempo, because you're seeing that front 7 for LaSalle start to tee off, and it led to the interception in part on that last drive.
Yeah, the wind at their back maybe soared a little bit on the pick, but we'll see how they approach this drive if they want to try to go back to the air, if they keep it on the ground.
From the 15-yard line, Jaden Rivera. Rivera with a stiff arm to Hawkins and out to the 39-yard line. We'll get another look at that stiff arm caught by Keith. And by the way, I realized it after I said it when I said it's caught by Keith and that's with a K. Folks might be thinking, how else do you spell Keith? No, I'm talking about the caught, folks. Caught with a K.
Seemed like they were doing not a squib kick, but it seems like they've been, not trying to get the touchbacks on these kicks. I wonder after that return if they'll let Hatfield loose.
Yeah, Hatfield just trying to chop it. A lot of backspin on the ball.
Into a steady wind, he's kicking at least in this direction as well. Hand off to Jaden Rivera, got to the edge and put his foot in the ground. Helmet goes flying loose after a gain of 3 yards. Owen Bernard, that's the sophomore, he'll have to come out for a play.
And there was almost, I don't know what Explorer got there, but there was almost a nice seam for a large gain there instead of a short one.
Yeah, it looked like Gavin Muller in on the tackle.
Well, and that's that zone blocking scheme, right, Tyler, where every man on the offensive line has their gap to fill. Low snap, and Finn Tierney comes on top of it. Almost the second turnover garnered by Peterman, who was in there just in case Tierney could not control the football. But back to the zone blocking, right? So every lineman is kind of moving that way, responsible for their gap, and you're trusting your tailback, in that case Rivera, to pick the right time and the right gap to put your foot in the ground and get downhill.
That comes with experience and, a little bit of intuition and trusting your offensive line.
3rd and 17. Line to gain is the 49-yard line on Haverford's side of the field.
Wow.
Delay game.
Maybe just not enough time. The Explorers showing all-out blitz there. Needed a little bit more time to assess what was coming.
So now it's 3rd and 22.
You don't need to bring the house here, that's for sure, but Explorers are showing it.
Tierney barks out the signals. 2 linebackers showing blitz for LaSalle. Flipping it out wide, and Joey O'Brien in there on the tackle. It's a loss of 4, and man, that's a good thing that was over that outside shoulder of that receiver. Otherwise, that is a pick 6.
Yeah. O'Brien was going for 12 there.
Dangerous ball towards Jones. O'Brien somehow is able to get this tackle after reaching out for the football. And it's 4th and long as the punt team comes out.
Wow.
Matthew Jones came up with a heck of a catch there on a ball thrown behind him. So now 4th down and a long ways to go. They will have the wind at their back for this punt.
Ryan back on the 40, his own 40.
A left-footed punt, high to about the 50, and O'Brien, no problem there on the fair catch.
He's a pro's pro. Special teams, offense, defense. He's amazing.
Does it all. .6:42 to play. Second quarter action here on Bob Long Sports. Make sure if you're not already, follow the channel. Follow us on Twitter as well as Instagram. 1st and 10. That's John Patrick Oates in motion. Hand off to Des Ortiz. Bounces outside, but there's no blocking over there. Haverford makes a stop and a loss of 1 on the play. And that's a tough one there. You got power coming that way with Berneski, but so many numbers out there for the Fords.
Yeah, just a great defensive showing there for a small loss.
The second of 3 Interact matchups for LaSalle. this season. The next one will be next Friday night on the road for LaSalle against Episcopal. Sidwar with a lot of time. And look at Nick Swanson breaking off the route. That is a brilliant play down before the ball came loose, but let's see what type of look we get. That's Swanson, bottom right-hand corner, sees his quarterback is in trouble, saw the cornerback's eyes in the backfield and just beelines it down the field and gives him another option. It's a great play by Nick Swanson. Ortiz gets downhill on first down, gain of 4.
Yeah, going back to that, Walt Frazier made a great swim move to get pressure in the backfield, but Sidwar showing a little bit of mobility and a little bit of rapport with Swanson on that play. Just doesn't get much better than that.
He is one of those guys, Oliver, that LaSalle will need if Julian McFadden or Chris Filippo are to miss any extended period of time. Next man up, it's his show.
Yeah, definitely going to be a very interesting showing to see as these weeks progress without their guys, how they're going to approach their offensive scheme and who they're going to have line up at wideout.
7 in the box, 3 down linemen for Haverford. Josh Simmons with the patience. Gain of 2. 3rd and 4 upcoming.
Likely 4 down territory, but when you got the boot with Hatfield, not necessarily.
I think they like what they're doing right now, though. And I think if you can get anywhere near that first down marker, you think about it here. An early put-away punch, late stages of the second quarter. Two safeties high for Haverford. They do not want to get beaten over the top. And so they run across the middle. That was a crossing route intended for Trey Hopkins. Boy, I tell you, that's a great play call there, Tyler, though. They got everything that they wanted. All the safeties high, so you run that rub, force those cornerbacks into a tough decision. Ball was there, maybe just a tad ahead
It looked like
of
the
Hopkins.
same exact play with J.P. Oates, just on the other side of the field.
LaSalle with all 3 timeouts. Wouldn't be shocked to see them burn one here.
I don't think he got
Going to
it.
be
Really
very,
short.
very close. Marking him.
Oh,
He just took a step to
He
his
took
left.
a step
Oh,
in
they're
the
gonna-
direction. Oh, my goodness.
That's massive. The official on the far side lined up, looked like about a yard short. They might bring the chains out.
I mean, this is, let's see if we have this here. It's that step right there
Yes.
on the left-hand side of your screen that Haverford is not happy about, but they're going to get the football. Okay, so they ended up making the call in favor of the Fords, and they have the football.
I couldn't see where the football was from this angle, but I think that's the call based off what I saw.
Yeah, it looked like O'Brien's chest was faced towards the back of the field. Just a good tackle in the open field as he comes down with that football.
He managed to avoid a huge hit there, actually.
First and 10 for Haverford. And they got off the field, keeping this game at 14-3.
Ran into a brick wall there.
They can engineer a drive in the final stages here. You feel good going into halftime if you're a Fords fan. LaSalle, on the other hand, looking to shut the door, and Oliver maybe even create one more offensive opportunity. 3 timeouts with LaSalle in their favor to work with here if they want to try to manage this clock.
Yeah, if they can get the Fords to go 3 and out right now, they have 100% an opportunity to get themselves at least in Hatfield's range, if not find the end zone.
Man in motion in the backfield. Crossing pattern, ball is dropped, and it was incomplete. Good call there by that official.
Joey O'Brien just always around the football. I know he didn't make that play there, but that was a huge hit. What could have been a 12-yard gain at least.
Yeah, it looked like Waters is trying to find a spot to firmly grasp his football. Crunching hit, knocked it loose. 3rd and 10.
Stops the clock as well.
Josh Simmons in there on the coverage. 3rd down and 10. Feel like this is a big play in the football game early on. Uncontested pressure from Peterman, but he got rid of it. Close to the line to gain. Initial spot will give it to them. Gallagher comes with the big catch and run after.
Peterman flying off the outside edge.
Yeah, on his blind side.
On his blind side. Don't know how he got this football off towards where Peterman was rushing from. That's a couple really nice throws under pressure. And the chains will get moving.
Sutter did make contact 1.5 yards prior to the line to gain. Gallagher able to fall forward across that 1st down mark, keep the drive going. Rivera. Fandozzi comes back behind the play, and the trailing lineman makes the tackle. 2nd and 12 upcoming.
Fandozzi running with some purpose back there. That's a lot of speed for a big man.
Tyler, you love your defensive lineman, man.
Yeah, I mean, he saw the play and he crashed down. He followed the football and made a great play.
Like a young Tyler Kern was once taught back in the day. Tierney takes the snap, gets rid of it quickly. And pulled down on the play. Hawkins was in there, as was number 47 for LaSalle. We've seen a lot of him here today. Keenan Stahl.
Curl route on the outside. Hawkins slipped a little bit. A little bit of space for him, but well done by the rest of the Explorers to swallow it up, and it's only a 4-yard gain.
If you stuff him here, Explorers still have all 3 timeouts, minute 45. Let's see what happens. Ford's a no rush.
To the outside, that's through the hands. That ball went with the wind. Nick Krakovitz, the intended wideout. And the special teams unit comes onto the field for Haverford School.
Just great pressure right there. I think that was Dylan Clare and Jamel Williams. Kind of getting that ball out there a little quicker than intended. And it stops the clock. Minute 30.
A little bit of confusion on the Haverford sideline.
Setup looks.
That punt is a high one, angled towards the sideline, and it takes a LaSalle hop onto the Explorer side of midfield. Plenty of time for this Explorer team. 3 timeouts remain, 1:22 to play in the half.
First down temporarily stops the clock as well. As the chains move. Looking to see the Explorers bounce it outside here, as they've done all game.
Sidwar flushed and throws it to the feet of Des Ortiz. He was the intended receiver.
Ooh.
No, that's,
I don't know about that. That's
yeah,
not
that's
the right
a
call.
mistake. That should get overturned there. Unless that's a different call altogether. But
No, they're calling intentional grounding.
That's not the right call.
That is not the right call.
Wow.
And that changes everything. That's Des Ortiz picking the ball up right there, by the way, in the replay. He's the receiver that they intended to throw it to. Has nothing to do about whether it gets past the line or not. Otherwise, every screen pass that's not complete would be intentional grounding.
Haverford fans erroneously saying you can't do that.
You can do that, actually.
You can do that, and in this case, you're going to get penalized for it.
So you can't do it.
Well, is it a may or a can? May I? Can I? Second down, they need to get all the way to the 39-yard line. Sidwar dropped the football, got rid of it for O'Brien. O'Brien scooted out to the 42. And now the question is, what does Haverford School do with their one and only remaining timeout? They don't burn it as of now. If I'm LaSalle, I do think I take my time a little bit here, because you're punting this football away.
A little bit of confusion.
If you don't get it.
Yep.
There it is.
Timeout called by LaSalle. 46 seconds left. A very difficult call to reckon there. Very, very difficult call to figure out how that was intentional grounding when the intended recipient was 2 yards away and picked up the football right after it hit the turf.
Maybe we could do a referee interview after the game.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. Good crew, though. These guys have done a great job all day.
They've been urgent with getting the ball out on the line of scrimmage, and have made some really great real-time calls, especially with that juggle and Joey O'Brien on the near sideline.
LaSalle, we've definitely seen convert some of these 3rd and longs, 4th and longs. We'll see if they can get up to maybe a little past, or a little behind, excuse me, the 40. That's where we're probably going to see them go for it on 4th down.
3rd down and 19 yards to go. Line to gain is all the way at the Haverford 39-yard line. Full house here. Des Ortiz has no blocking out there. And does Haverford call the timeout? Right now the clock will continue to run. Surprised not to see the Fords.
I thought they used all 3 timeouts. I know the scoreboard says otherwise, but
Yeah, scoreboard says 1 timeout remaining. Perhaps you are right, Tyler.
I thought they used 2 in the first quarter and then 1 to avoid a delay in the game in the second.
So LaSalle will handle the football to begin the second half. They do not need to punt this football. Play clock turned off. Down to 2. And LaSalle leads 14-3 at the half against the Haverford School. A burgeoning rivalry in recent years. Haverford won this game 2 years ago, and LaSalle came back and won it last year. A better version of both teams, I think, today than we've seen either of those 2 years, even though Haverford, they'll tell you, 2 years ago, undefeated, winning the Interac. That's about as good as they've been. But this team, very, very talented, and I suspect we'll have a heck of a game in the second half. You are watching LaSalle College High School football on Bob Long Sports. Reminder, please do subscribe to the channel on YouTube and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Keith Binsfeld on the camera, Oliver Gomez, Tyler Curran on commentary, and I'm Bob Long. Stay with us.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value, value that flows right to your bottom line. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years, and we know what's important: solving problems, creating flexibility, protecting and stretching your dollars. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
When your car needs repairs and you can't wait, Meineke can help. With life's crazy schedule between work and family, you'll love Meineke's same-day service. Call today and Meineke will get your car in today. For new brakes, exhaust repairs, or your check engine light comes on, trust Meineke to do the job right. And families have been coming to Meineke for years because Meineke works on any make or model vehicle. Same-day service, value, and trust. Meineke, doing car care right.
Be a part of the biggest live events. The must-see matches.
He's gone!
The game day celebrations. Experience live sports and entertainment the way they're meant to be seen. With Joe Hand Promotions, the global leader of live entertainment for bars, restaurants, and cinemas. Create unforgettable moments that fans won't want to miss. Keep the food and drinks flowing with watch parties that will bring customers in the door and expand dwell time. And watch as these visitors turn into loyal customers with exclusive content relationships with the nation's largest sports and entertainment providers. In over 10,000 bars, restaurants, and cinemas across America, and customizable packages for every type of venue. Make your business the place for the next must-see event. Because if fans can't make it to the stadium or arena, your venue is the next best place.
What does this win mean?
Been with the family for a long time. With our team chemistry, it was bound to happen.
Just close, baby!
Such a big win from Cross Country Mortgage. Dedicated to getting it done.
More and more luxury vehicle buyers are choosing Faulkner Infiniti of Willow Grove for the easy, no-pressure atmosphere. Whether you buy online, in person, or a little of both, Faulkner Infiniti makes it easy and affordable to drive world-class luxury. Choose from the new QX60, full-size QX80, or the innovative QX50. Faulkner always has a great selection in stock, ready for delivery. Come find out for yourself why more people choose Faulkner Infiniti. To be sure.
First-time homebuyer, seasoned investor, looking to sell a property from the Poconos to the Greater Lehigh Valley, Philadelphia and surrounding areas, all the way to the Jersey Shore. I'm your guy. Speaking of the shore, if you're not down here right now in Ocean City watching this game live, you need to give me a call. because you should be down here experiencing the beautiful Jersey Shore with us in your own beach house.
The school's president since 2012, and I am so happy you're taking some time to explore all the opportunities LaSalle offers to a young man beginning his high school career. But first, I wanted to share with you some history. LaSalle College High School is named after John Baptiste de LaSalle, who was born in Reims, France in 1651. In de LaSalle's day, education was largely for the sons of the upper class and delivered in Latin. De LaSalle saw the impracticality of this approach for meeting the needs of many of the working class children, so he pioneered both education in French, the vernacular language, and teaching many boys simultaneously. Thus, the modern classroom was born. To receive those benefits, the students in de LaSalle's Christian schools required teachers. These men became the First Brothers. When they came to Philadelphia in the 1850s, the Brothers of the Christian schools found Irish and German immigrant families living in conditions not very different from those de LaSalle encountered with his students. Beginning with primary school education, the school that became LaSalle College High School started in West Kensington in 1858, moving 3 times before coming to this beautiful Windmore campus in 1960. The founding LaSallian vision had community at its core, believing that students should behave as brothers to one another and that the teachers function best like older brothers and sisters to the students in our care. Yet the LaSallian story is also one of unceasing innovation, a commitment to respond to the needs of the present with the same creativity that got it all started in 1680. We clearly face some daunting challenges today, just as we did 340 years ago when the LaSalle schools began. As you continue to explore all this school has to offer, I think you will find us uniquely prepared to help you meet such challenges, to thrive and grow throughout life, whatever the obstacles. If you're looking for a high school where teachers will not just impart knowledge, but will serve as mentors and guides throughout your life's journey, where you won't have just classmates for 4 years, but brothers for life, where you will not pick up just skills, but find your life's calling, where you will not just become successful in life, but learn to be successful at living, look hard at what LaSalle has to offer. See yourself as a LaSalle man, a part of the LaSalle family. God bless you during this time of exploration and always.
I feel like LaSalle is one of those high schools where every single sport team is a really good sports team.
Joining a team or a club, it really gives you that sense of brotherhood that I think most kids look for at LaSalle.
I'd say the coaches are supportive because they're constantly encouraging you and they want what's best for you as well.
We have everything on campus that we could ever imagine.
And we all look out for one another. We want to help each other succeed.
Make sure that we all can reach our maximum potential.
When you spend so much time together with your brothers, you really develop a bond that's just unbreakable.
More and more luxury vehicle buyers are choosing Faulkner Infiniti of Willow Grove for the easy, no-pressure atmosphere. Whether you buy online, in person, or a little of both, Faulkner Infiniti makes it easy and affordable to drive world-class luxury. Choose from the new QX60, full-size QX80, or the innovative QX50. Faulkner always has a great selection in stock, ready for delivery. Come find out for yourself why more people choose Faulkner Infiniti. To be sure.
First-time homebuyer, seasoned investor, looking to sell a property from the Poconos to the Greater Lehigh Valley, Philadelphia and surrounding areas, all the way to the Jersey Shore. I'm your guy. Speaking of the shore, if you're not down here right now in Ocean City watching this game live, you need to give me a call because you should be down here experiencing the beautiful Jersey Shore with us in your own beach house.
Welcome back, folks. A live look here at the scoreboard here at Spencer Stadium at Haverford. Bob Long, Oliver Gomez, Tyler Kern is with us here in a good contest between these two programs. We got a $1:18 on the clock. Might even have a little bit more as they'll put a little bit more time onto the clock here. But we have a 14-3 contest between the Interact Power Haverford School, a team that thinks they can go do that and go win that league this year. Malvern's going to be a tough battle. Episcopal looks good as well. And LaSalle, they have their own three-team battle on the top side of the Philadelphia Catholic League, the Red Division, where Roman Catholic looks phenomenal. St. Joe's Prep is certainly the incumbent and a national power. And this LaSalle team is much improved behind a stellar junior class and about 8 or 9 guys that have changed positions with this new coaching staff and have been put in a pretty good position to succeed. Got a great contest here. Tyler, your thoughts on what we've seen to this point?
Yeah, just kind of what we expected. What I've seen from these two teams year in and year out is a strong defensive battle, typically a strong run game, and that's how this started out. Look, Haverford was looking strong, starting 3-0, and then the Explorers fought back and scored 2 pretty easy touchdowns, one off of a turnover, I believe. And then it kind of fizzled out on offense and became more of a defensive showing again. So I think we'll see more of that and a little more scoring towards the fourth quarter once these defenses start to wear out.
Oliver, thoughts on this first half?
Yeah, this Haverford team needs to establish the ball in the air a little bit more. Most of their stuff's been on the ground, and LaSalle's been doing a really good job for the most part of keeping it short. They have to trust Tierney a little bit more in the air. I know he's thrown the interception, and the wind's not going to make it easy, but I think this LaSalle run defense is just too good for them to be able to come back into this game.
And a look inside our broadcast booth here. That's Oliver. That's Tyler, caught by Keith, doing his thing behind the camera. I'm Bob Long. Guys, I feel like this venue here and this rivalry has been terrific for both schools. In situations where it can be a bit difficult for these types of teams to find non-league opponents, this feels like kind of a marrying of school culture, mission, and certainly football prowess, where LaSalle maybe has had the better of these matchups, but Haverford has a strong program. They've learned a lot from these games, and it made the win 2 years ago feel all the more sweet. Also puts a little bit more in the tank for LaSalle to come back and try to reestablish themselves as the dominant force in this rivalry.
Yeah, as you alluded to, Bob, I drive by this school a lot. I couldn't see this game happening here, and the culture here is phenomenal. Really like the rivalry that this team has established. It's always, like I said, a defensive showing, and it's just really cool to see the passion on both sides when these two teams face off.
And Oliver, I feel like the difference between these two offensive lines is Haverford has, we'll call it the more experience on the line, maybe folks that have higher recruiting profiles, certainly the two seniors going to play Power 4 football. But on LaSalle's side of the field, it's a reconstructed offensive line, and what we've seen is a group that's been able to protect Gavin Sidwar and really play well and mesh within the offensive framework that Brett Gordon is putting in place.
Yeah, like you said, they've been great at keeping Sidwar comfortable, giving him a sturdy pocket, but we also have to remember how good Gavin Sidwar is at getting out of the pocket. So having that mix with the way that offensive line has been playing and with Gavin Sidwar's ability to get out of the pocket, it really has been special to watch as LaSalle has really dominated their opponents in these first couple weeks.
So we get underway here in the third quarter. LaSalle will get the football. And you get the sense that this first drive is going to go a long way in determining the outcome of this game. Jimmy Dolan to bring it back from the 5. And out to the 26-yard line. A big hit laid by Kellen Gardner. One more look here at Dolan.
Yeah, I mentioned that passion. A little bit of chirping there then after hitting a brick wall of red and gold there.
So Sidwar back out with the offense, Swanson the wide out. We've seen Joey O'Brien in the slot a lot today. Des Ortiz pulled down on the play. What a day for that young man, number 53. Boy, he has been good. Walt Frazier.
It might be the reason the Explorers have been avoiding the middle of the field for the most part. Frazier just having himself a day. Wouldn't be surprised to see a pass to the outside on this next play after that.
A lot of college interest for the 6'3", 285-pound junior. Boy, just that frame alone, Tyler, is going to have colleges with a lot of interest. But you throw the footwork, athletic ability. Gardner was the one closest to Sidwar, and a great play. Sidwar to Oates.
Boy, is Gavin Sidwar special. Like I mentioned before the start of the second half, his ability to get out of the pocket on the run towards his left finds Oates on the sideline. A great throw and catch, and it's a first down.
Yeah, Gavin Sidwar, the engineer there, rolling out, feeling the pressure, throwing a dime right off of his back foot there on the run. That was amazing.
And this is something I think a lot of LaSalle Explorer fans are excited to see. Both running backs out there on the field. Josh Simmons is in the slot. Sidwar for Oates, took a huge hit. Dropped on the play by Marcus Jones, and it pried the ball loose. Jones a little slow to get up.
And that's been the bread and butter for J.P. Oates and Gavin Sidwar, is finding him over the middle for big yards. He takes a big hit, unfortunately.
And it looks like Jones took the worst of it. And they'll continue to take a look at Jones. Something you never want to see there. Playing high-level football, contact. It was a clean hit all around. And just sometimes someone's going to take the worst of it. Take this opportunity, though, as the terrific staff at Haverford School works on Marcus Jones. We'll tell you about someone that helps us get these games on the air. We appreciate it. E&M Insurance, LLC, an independent local insurance agency serving the area's business and personal insurance needs. Owned and operated by Chris Marr, class of 1989, and father of Brendan and Ryan, both LaSalle alums. E&M Insurance has been servicing the Delaware Valley insurance needs since 1988, built on the principles of providing superior customer service and quality insurance solutions for the customers. They're an independent agent, meaning that it works with a select group of highly rated insurance companies, proving their performance over the years. Look for E&M on the web at eandminsurance.com. Find them on Facebook. A nice hand for Marcus Jones, who is still yet to come off the field. We're going to take a quick break and let the professionals here do their thing and work on Jones.
More and more luxury vehicle buyers are choosing Faulkner Infiniti of Willow Grove for the easy, no-pressure atmosphere. Whether you buy online, in person, or a little of both, Faulkner Infiniti makes it easy and affordable to drive world-class luxury. Choose from the new QX60, full-size QX80, or the innovative QX50. Faulkner always has a great selection in stock, ready for delivery. Come find out for yourself why more people choose Faulkner Infiniti. To be sure.
First-time home buyer.
Jones went to the sideline on his own power. Will continue to get looked at, but a big hand here from this terrific crowd. Des Ortiz as we get back to action with 6 yards up the gut on second down. 3rd down and 4 upcoming.
Another 4th down.
And that one is number 2, Stephen Cobb.
He's going to take a seat as well.
Yeah, I believe hit his hand pretty hard against Ortiz with a full head of steam, holding his wrist.
We'll take one more break here. It's one of those things you never want to see.
An investor looking to sell a property from the Poconos to the Greater Lehigh Valley, Philadelphia and surrounding areas, all the way to the Jersey Shore. I'm your guy. Speaking of the shore, if you're not down here right now in Ocean City watching this game live, you need to give me a call because you should be down here experiencing the beautiful Jersey Shore with us in your own beach house.
Great to see Cobb up and on his feet as well. Walked off to the sideline. Hopefully should be okay.
False start.
There's your call, right-hand side of your screen by the head official wearing the white hat here today. Backs it up to 3rd down and 9. Line to gain is right at midfield.
And that's very interesting because that's a position that I wouldn't have been shocked to see Sibwar do as we talk about the Sibwar clap to try to get him to encroach again.
It's too good. Got his own guy.
Got his own guy.
A sandstorm plays over the loudspeaker here. 3rd and 9. Sidwar. Gardner with the pressure. Ball is loose. And Haverford has it. Walt Frazier inside the 10. There's that big play to start the second half. Gets the Fords right back in it.
Oh, they might get him for an excessive celebration, but what a big play. Sibwar rolling out on the blind side. Chopped, ball is loose. They bring it back to the 10, but they might pull this back a little bit. A flag came out after the celebration.
Boy, can we get this again? Are we going to get this in terms of Frazier? This guy chops, breaks down like a shortstop. Are you kidding me? Look at that footwork by the big guy.
I think he deserved a little celebration there, to be honest.
Yeah, they call him sportsmanlike conduct. He didn't do all that much, though. I don't know about this
Nah,
ball.
he's had, like, just little things that you're allowed to do after making big plays all day. Where you got to let him play. Especially after that. You know, not too many times as a defensive lineman you got the football in your hand.
Again, Tyler loves his defensive lineman. Why not, too? That's where you made your bread back in the day.
I'm just acknowledging the talent and physical gifts of that man.
Well, now a chance here for LaSalle's defense to try to get a stop here as well, because that's a big momentum shift. And off in a good start to this drive. 6 yards, maybe 5 for Rivera up the middle.
Yeah, that whole, Grayson McHugh with the false start was forced to come off after that. And that's exactly where the pressure came from, I think, his replacement. I'm not sure who came in for him, but
I think you nailed it on that observation, Tyler. You're absolutely right.
Just compound mistakes.
And now Jaden Rivera, it's a direct snap Rivera falls forward and gets maybe a yard or two short of the line to gain. 4 down territory, you might think, although then again, a field goal gets you within 1 possession.
Tierney lined up at the wideout, receiving the call. We'll see where he lines up on this play. Looked like a wildcat formation.
Now Tierney will split out wide again. So Samaj Lee and Jaden Rivera. Rivera is the one, number 1, looking to the sideline and anticipating the snap. 3rd down and a long one. Rivera takes it off tackle and has the yardage. 1st down for Haverford.
Rivera didn't even get hit, it looked like, until he got to the line to gain. Speaks to his offensive line. Not the first time this Explorers defense has been backed up today.
And now it's rock and roll part 2 coming from the public address. It's a pretty raucous atmosphere, don't you think?
Raucous is the word, Bob.
1st and 10. Ball at the 15. Rivera again, met and dropped. Taken to the ground by Jamel Williams and Ryan Fandozzi. Terrific play. Williams, a guy that we probably don't call the name of enough, quite frankly. And you rarely do on odd man fronts, that nose guard. He's the guy that is tasked with picking up 2 offensive linemen, plugging that gap, and freeing up the linebackers to make the tackles. That time Williams gets his.
He's quietly been having a good game, as you alluded to, Bob. There was a few plays, for a few pressures on the quarterback as well. He's got a great pass rush as well as a run defense.
Tierney back in at the quarterback position. Shotgun. Samaj Lee goes off tackle, and that left side was just completely bottled there. That was a heck of a job. Thomas Barr, number 56, seals the edge. And that is what allowed Lee to get downhill. 3rd down and about 3. Now Simmons will come out to guard Nick Krakovitz one-on-one. Ball's on the far hash as we see it. Lee trying to nudge forward, won't get there. Maybe got a half a yard at most. 4th down and decision time as it's about 3 yards away. Nobody's moving on the sideline yet. And now very quickly, the special teams unit mobilizes.
As you alluded to, Bob, makes it a 1-point game, or 1-score game.
Big bodies coming on the field on both sides here. Special teams units getting out there.
Explorers can't afford an offsides here.
Jude McClave is 1 for 1. McClave gets it up and through.
How did he get that out?
I don't know how this ball wasn't blocked.
One more look here.
Bodies flying through on both sides.
Through the window. 1 possession game. 14-6. And all started by the strip sack by Kellen Gardner and the recovery by Walt Frazier. This portion of today's game brought to you by CJO Design and Construction, landscape contracting firm here in the greater Philadelphia area, run by our buddy Chad Ormond. We appreciate him and his support of LaSalle Athletics. If you're looking to do something in and around your yard, your backyard, your deck, a patio, or even in addition to your house, call Chad and they will take great care of you. Appreciate them. You can find them at cjodesignandconstruction.com. McClave will kick this one into the wind, and a driving boot puts it into the end zone. Keep the ball out of the hands of the ever-dangerous Jimmy Dolan, and LaSalle's offense will start at the 25.
Just, Explorers got to No more costly turnovers. They're still driving this game, even though it's a one-score possession.
And by the way, Grayson McHugh back out there for the snap. He really has sealed that left-hand side of the line all year long, Tyler. I know you mentioned the motion penalty and then him coming off the field. But he's a guy against this talented odd man front for Haverford that you want on the field. 1st and 10. And a quick out. Hitch sitting down in coverage there. Joey O'Brien. Gain of 6.
Again, picking on the outside of the field. I don't think there's been a non-5+ yard play when it goes to O'Brien on the outside there.
So touchbacks in high school, you start from the 20. A 6-yard gain puts LaSalle at the 26. A little different than the college game where you go out to the 25 on a touchback. Same play, and O'Brien has the first down and a lot more. It takes 4 forwards to take down the stud junior for LaSalle, Joey O'Brien.
How many forwards?
4. Another one for O'Brien.
Just keep going to him.
J.P. Oates did a nice job blocking, and perhaps Samaj Lee thinking, hey, that was a block in the back.
Until they prove they can stop that play. I mean,
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
They've been doing it all. They're doing it 3 times in a row.
Lined up in the slot now is O'Brien, though.
Second and 7. Sidwar with a lot of time throws it over the head of his intended recipient, Jimmy Dolan. And all of a sudden, guys, a big 3rd down. 3rd and 7. Haverford gets this stop, and momentum purely shifts in the other direction.
Yeah, but also you can't force the ball here. You can't afford a turnover at your own 40. Got to give your defense a chance and punch it down into Haverford territory.
Des Ortiz, the deep back. Pistol look here for LaSalle. And now they will motion into the traditional shotgun with tight trips on the other side of the field. They're going to go to Swanson.
Oh.
Swanson had 2 hands on the football, could not bring it in.
What a dime.
It's another really nice throw, like you said, through the wind for Sidwar. Had it in the breadbasket, just couldn't bring it in with a contested catch.
Waters is the safety coming over the top. Big hit was waiting for Swanson there if he had brought that one down.
And how about an opportunity for the forwards to tie this game?
Hatfield, as the wind starts to blow a little bit more, he will have the wind behind him going this direction. Haverford brings the house. Nearly got there. Waters was closest to it. Rivera from the 19. Rivera out past the 30-yard line. And an energized Haverford crowd sees this club the closest they've been since early in the 2nd quarter.
Well, this is the drive for Haverford if you want to come through and make an opportunity to win this ball game, because you put up 3 points at a drive that started at the opposite 25. Now you're back towards your own 30. You really have to put together a solid drive here, tie up this football game, and that includes, of course, getting the 2-point conversion.
Oh, that's a long way to go in this contest as well. Nearly 5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Finn Tierney, we talked about him at the jump. Mac Gaffney and Tierney were in a battle for the quarterback position all summer long. Gaffney edged him out, then was hurt in the Wyomissing game. Tierney has come in and done a great job to be the leader for this team on offense. A 3-yard gain on 1st down brings up 2nd and 7. He can really start to put his stamp on this program here.
Haverford today showing their strengths in both the run game and their passing game to their large-bodied tight ends.
Well, when you have Quinn Gallagher and then Kellen Gardner, who for the first time this year is going both ways on a regular basis, makes it a challenge for anybody. The handoff and a nice run up the gut. Dylan Clare able to twist that running back after a gain of 2, maybe 3 yards. And it'll be 3rd down and 5 for Haverford.
Looks to be a bit of a wobbly handoff there. Didn't stop Haverford from getting a nice gain, though.
Line to gain is the 41-yard line. Marcus Jones lines up wide nearest to us. 3rd and 5. Tierney nearly intercepted.
I don't think Joey O'Brien expected that to his
No,
hands.
he goes up to try and make a play towards the football that was in the hands of the wide receiver, and what do you know? The football is actually hitting your hands now. Falls to the ground.
The football will be hitting his hands in about 20 seconds as well as he goes back for the punt.
All that to say, Jude McClave also gets 2 hands on the football first, lets it slip through the fingers. That would have been a big conversion. Certainly the steps of Joey O'Brien, a lot to think about coming across the middle. And that is into the wind. That's going to hit a wall and push it backwards. Takes a huge hop in favor of Haverford inside the 30-yard line.
That was almost disastrous, hitting an Explorer that was down on the ground.
A defensive battle. The first that LaSalle has, I'd say that the Malvern game was certainly defensive, but the offenses, you felt like, had a little bit more success in that game, albeit longer drives, which meant less drives. But this has been a lot of punting back and forth, some key turnovers here. Which offense is going to have the key play when needed? 3 wide, well, make that 4 wide for LaSalle as O'Brien is the man in motion. Des Ortiz to the second level. 11-yard gain for the first down.
It's got to be his longest run of the day, no?
I think that's right.
A really good run. Yeah, we haven't seen big chunk plays on the ground for LaSalle. Ortiz flying through the middle as they go hurry-up offense.
And they'll go back to Ortiz. Good vision that time from the LaSalle tailback to get 4 yards. Haverford had some good pressure, but Ortiz followed the blocks well. .236 and ticking. LaSalle in the white, Haverford in the burgundy. Sidwar, they'll run the screen. John Patrick Oates is hit by Kellen Gardner, and then 3 other forwards get in there to make the stop. Huge play by Gardner. Remember, he was the one that induced the strip sack on the prior offensive possession.
Yeah, well-designed play there. Just looked like a missed block from number 75, Jacob Jackson. You can usually tell when the offensive lineman is, turned facing his own end zone as his receiver is tackled.
Another threatened drive cut short.
Rivera coming over to guard. There's 2 receivers for LaSalle on the near side here. Sidwar flushed, and that one hits O'Brien in the head. He had to get rid of it. You can't say he's not accurate. My goodness.
There was a lot of contact there as well.
Yeah. O'Brien got up looking for a flag. I mean,
a little chirping from the sideline towards O'Brien as well.
And so Haverford gets yet another stop, and a nice job by Rivera amongst others. Rivera's going to be back deep to receive this punt as well. That was a big job for him there. He basically had to tally up 2 receivers, and then a safety was going to pick up the guy that he didn't there. One-on-one man coverage, and Haverford stands up. That's a heck of a punt. Hatfield.
Didn't touch him.
And it is caught there by Rivera. Rivera, by the way, a great baseball player, one of the top prospects in this area. Played summer ball in Georgia. We've seen his explosiveness here today. But one of those great 2-sport athletes that we see all over the place. Joey O'Brien and Grayson McHugh, star members of the LaSalle basketball team last year as well. A lot of great lacrosse players on both of these teams. Two of the better lacrosse programs in the entire state, region, and beyond. The Haverford School and LaSalle. I know Keith knows that. Caught by Keith with us here today. Doing a great job on the camera. 5 on the play clock. Campbell Williams with the handoff and taken down after a gain of 2. LaSalle, they have been staunch in between the tackles here today.
Yeah, as I alluded to earlier, just a big defensive showing thus far as the last minute of the third quarter ticks down.
Fandosian on that stop.
It's a good defensive name. It's like bulldozy.
That's right. Speaking of which, that's a nice job off the edge by Gavin Muller, another one of those guys that has had a position change this season for LaSalle.
So quick to get to the running back, wrap him up, throw him down for another short gain. 3rd and looks like about 7.
34 seconds left. LaSalle gets the defensive unit out there, and Haverford does need to snap this football before time would run out in the game clock.
Big 3rd down for both sides.
4 wide out for Haverford. Tierney dropped, and it's the big man Jamel Williams with the sack.
Uncontested, flying through the offensive line. No chance of anything.
And how about this? A timeout called with 4 seconds left.
I love it.
Brilliant on a windy day. Brett Gordon is going to force Haverford to punt this ball into the wind.
Oh, man. That was a great display of how momentum works. Just a very large and quick Jamel Williams just pulverizing with that sack.
So the kicking unit will come out for Haverford High School, trailing 14-6.
It feels like these last few drives is just like waiting for one of the offenses to make a mistake, or special teams. You know, it's both sides have executed their punts really well and have not turned over the ball. So I think that will be a big deciding factor in the fourth quarter.
Why am I hearing watch the fake from across the field? I'm not sure you need to. And what a job there by Eddie Sutter. Dangerous, no doubt. But again, if that was indeed touched, then it's not dangerous because it's going to be your ball regardless. That's Sutter getting on the football and probably saving 20 yards there. So that's the end of the third quarter. And a good one here between LaSalle and the Haverford School. LaSalle inside the 30-yard line of the Fords when we come back.
More and more luxury vehicle buyers are choosing Faulkner Infiniti of Willow Grove for the easy, no-pressure atmosphere. Whether you buy online, in person, or a little of both, Faulkner Infiniti makes it easy and affordable to drive world-class luxury. Choose from the new QX60, full-size QX80, or the innovative QX50. Faulkner always has a great selection in stock, ready for delivery. Come find out for yourself why more people choose Faulkner Infiniti. To be sure.
First-time home buyer, seasoned investor, looking to sell a property from the Poconos to the Greater Lehigh Valley, Philadelphia and surrounding areas, all the way to the Jersey Shore. I'm your guy. Speaking of the shore, if you're not down here right now in Ocean City watching this game live, you need to give me a call because you should be down here experiencing the beautiful Jersey Shore with us in your own beach house.
Fourth quarter action as we get underway. LaSalle, quick crossing route, sitting down in coverage was John Patrick Oates.
LaSalle probably just going to try to be careful with the football on this drive, chew some clock. When you haven't had a threatening drive in just about the entire second half, if you get yourself field possession like this, you definitely can't waste it with the opportunity to have field to put us back to a 2-score game.
4 wide. O'Brien in the slot, J.P. Oates at the hash marks, and Dolan out wide on the near side of the field. And so they'll go up the gut, spread them out, and then run them up the middle. Des Ortiz, touchdown.
An explosive run from Ortiz. Flying through the middle, cuts to the outside, has himself in space, gets walloped on his way to the end zone.
I thought Ortiz was due for a tackle for loss there, and his athleticism proved me wrong. That was incredible. You're just waiting for him to break off one of those big ones, and there it is.
That LaSalle sideline was waiting for exactly what you said, Tyler, that explosive run, the ability now to go up 2 scores, and you're going to ask this.
Oh, he missed it.
He missed the extra point. You're going to ask this Haverford offense that has struggled all day to move the ball, and when they have moved it, haven't been able to punch it in the end zone, to score twice in 11 minutes. LaSalle's banking on there. Dave Sowers, the defensive coordinator, able to squeeze this one the rest of the way.
Still a lot of time left in this ball game.
Second half certainly moving much slower than that first half did.
Yeah, that first quarter was quick.
I mean, there were 3 total completed drives, right? And LaSalle was in the midst of the 4th drive of the entire quarter. So, yes, absolutely. Hatfield, a short kick, handled there by Jaden Rivera. Rivera is hit at the 33-yard line. He'll continue to scoot forward for another few yards. Tierney over the middle. Had a man that could have gone for 6 if that ball was on the money. Hawkins was closest to it. Might have had something to say about that if the ball was actually caught. 2nd down and 10.
If this Haverford team moving forward is, is able to establish their passing game, they're incredibly dangerous.
And Tierney just has to tighten it up a little bit. He's picking out his guys well. Just leading a couple. I mean, with the win today, it definitely is going to be a little more difficult, but a couple guys, those are throws he should be making as this season goes along.
2nd down and 10. Tierney fires over the middle. It's caught on a 1st down. Good play over the middle by number 33, Matt Jones.
Yeah, right on the money that time. And a nice 1st down for the Fords as they approach the midpoint of the field.
.45, clock ticking here in the 4th quarter. Haverford in no particular rush quite yet. Still a long way to go. They need 2 touchdowns. Taking the shot, one-on-one coverage against Joey O'Brien. And the flag stays in the pocket, and that receiver is grabbing at the knee. Marcus Jones certainly hoped that is just a cramp at this point. A hot day in the mid-80s here this afternoon.
Still summer, technically.
Sure is.
It feels every bit of it.
It does, without a doubt. So as they work on him there, we will take another quick break.
More and more luxury vehicle buyers are choosing Faulkner Infiniti of Willow Grove for the easy, no-pressure atmosphere. Whether you buy online, in person, or a little of both, Faulkner Infiniti makes it easy and affordable to drive world-class luxury. Choose from the new QX60, full-size QX80, or the innovative QX50. Faulkner always has a great selection in stock, ready for delivery. Come find out for yourself why more people choose Faulkner Infiniti. To be sure.
First-time homebuyer, seasoned investor, looking to sell a property from the Poconos to the Greater Lehigh Valley, Philadelphia and surrounding areas, all the way to the Jersey Shore. I'm your guy. Speaking of the shore, if you're not down here right now in Ocean City watching this game live, you need to give me a call because you should be down here experiencing the beautiful Jersey Shore with us in your own beach house.
Tierney, that's off the hands of the intended recipient, Jude McClave.
2nd and 10, you got to come down with that catch. You're getting at least 7 or 8, setting yourself up for a good opportunity on what would have been 3rd and short. But unfortunately now, a couple incomplete passes, you're looking at 3rd and 10.
Big play in this contest here. Around midfield, Haverford looking to certainly move the chains, but if not, put them in 4th and manageable. Otherwise, you may see McClave out there to punt it away. 3rd and 10. Tierney, Krakovets got 3 sets of hands on it before he let it fall to the turf. That would have been a first down had that been caught. Instead, it's 4th and 10, and out comes the punt unit.
Tierney got crushed there as well. For the most part, his pockets have been incredible. Not a whole lot of pressure getting Tierney, especially in the second half.
I think LaSalle's going to go safe here. Would certainly be an opportunity where if you have a fake in the book, might be the spot on the field and the timing of the game to do it. Instead, McClave hits a pretty good one. O'Brien comes down with it and taken down at the 33-yard line. This is where championship teams are made here, guys. With 10 minutes and 12 seconds to go, can this be the type of drive where you engineer 5 to 6 minutes, ending with a touchdown and erase all doubt? I know that that's what Brett Gordon would like to see out of his team and this offensive unit as it continues to evolve here in the first month of the season.
Yeah, the ability to run out the clock is such an important skill for those championship teams, as you mentioned, Bob. This game is certainly favoring LaSalle at the moment, but there's still 10 minutes to go.
Quick screen for the tight end, John Patrick Oates. J.P. Oates to the sideline after a gain of 5.
The Explorers have definitely identified a weakness with the Ford secondary, attacking the outsides all game, whether it's J.P. Oates or Joey O'Brien or even Ortiz bouncing to the outside.
2nd down, they say 4 yards to go. Line to gain is the 44.
The more interesting thing is it doesn't seem like Haverford has an answer to this.
Josh Simmons, really like watching this young man run the football. Gain of 2. 3rd down and 2 yards to go. Must stop here if you are Haverford. Simmons, just a little dinged up, comes off the field, and Desmond Ortiz will come in his place.
I'd say it's 50-50. It's going to Ortiz or maybe J.P. Oates on the outside here.
Oh, I tell you, I like Oates and Swanson with no safety help, and yet a jump is going to give LaSalle a first down.
Turns out you didn't need either of them. Just too many 5-yard penalties for the Fords today. That's fourth or fifth that comes to mind in terms of false start / encroachment.
First and 10.
Takes the pressure off you a little bit.
Sure does.
If you're the Explorers.
Clock continues to run. Ortiz off the edge, hit and dropped after a gain of 2 yards. Trying to go off tackle. Gardner did a nice job flashing to the outside.
And
as did Gavin Cooper.
Explorers clearly running out the clock. That ball was snapped with about 2 seconds to go left on the game clock.
.843. And ticking. LaSalle looking to move to 4-0 on the year. And you start to count down the weeks at that point. Episcopal on the road. The Explorers have next Friday at Cardinal O'Hara. And then a Saturday tilt against St. Joseph's Prep on October the 5th.
That's at Norristown High School, correct?
That's where it's currently listed, Norristown High School. 3rd down and 7. You're absolutely right, Tyler. Late to break that huddle. 15 seconds on the play clock. It's an empty backfield for Gavin Sidwar. Sidwar. That's Jimmy Dolan. That was just behind the hands of J.P. Oates. I don't know if those routes were supposed to be like Blue Angels in the sky, wing to wing, but that was pretty tight there. A good throw.
Oates really close to reaching out for this football. You saw him turn his body like, uh-oh, that ball is going to the defender. No, I got a guy right there. It's Dolan. Big first down. Fortunate that J.P. Oates didn't commit to the football.
Explorers will have churned 3 minutes on this drive after this first down.
Great look at Jimmy Dolan checking with the official to make sure he knows that he is on the line of scrimmage. Sidwar takes the shot, wide open, and just beyond the outstretched arm of Joey O'Brien.
Sidwar had another half a second. That's a touchdown.
Yeah, the pocket collapsing. He got clanked as he threw it. Just had to get it out a little too quick. Led his man, Joey O'Brien, just a little bit downfield.
And O'Brien staring directly into the sun as well doesn't help. He's having a game, O'Brien, even with that near catch. He's just all over the field. He's a ball hawk. And that's why they have him in positions that keep him close to the football.
2nd down, 10. 6:59 to go. Des Ortiz, you kidding me? Turn on the turbo. Ortiz, touchdown.
What a play design for LaSalle. O'Brien coming across on the jet sweep look. Opens up the space for the 2 outside rushers to try and get to O'Brien, but it's Desmond Ortiz flying through that gap. Cuts to the outside, gets himself in for 6. What a play.
That's a lot of practice to get that sort of timing down. As you alluded to, Joey O'Brien was key on that play. It made Gardner, who was in the backfield, just hesitate for half a second. And that was enough to unleash Ortiz into the end zone.
He split those 2 defenders.
It's like Hatfield is attempting to split this up right.
Ooh, that's the closest he's gotten. Do a car out there.
See, he makes it if he tries to hit Lancaster Ave. I felt like on the last one he just tried to ease up a bit because he didn't want to have any property damage.
Sorry, folks. I don't know why we had the score bug at 0-0. Of course, we know it's not 0-0. 27-6. 6:50 to play, 4th quarter. My apologies there.
This game is just about out of reach for the Fords. I think this game has been won in all this pre-snap motion, all this analysis that Sidwar is doing pre-snap. He's just doing they did their homework. and they're executing perfectly on timing, and they just need to get a little closer with timing on these catches, but, you know, a heavy wind today can be blamed for that.
A 38-point win for LaSalle against State Power Harrisburg, a 4-point win.
Oh, wow.
Big hit there, and Rivera, though, continues chugging along. Get one more look at this here.
That was George Higgins getting absolutely popped.
I thought George Higgins made the tackle by hitting the Haverford guy, but then Rivera stayed on his feet.
Good hat-on-hat football. So a 38-point win against State Power Harrisburg, a 4-point win against Malvern, who, I mean, is really, really good. In fact, lost just last night by the same score to Roman Catholic the week after beating number 10 in the country at the time, Good Counsel, by 11 points on the road. I mean, that Malvern team's really, really good, and that's a heck of a win by LaSalle. And then they hammer Calvert Hall 28-10 in a game that was 21-0 on the road before you blinked.
Right, that score really could have been more lopsided than that. A lot of offensive opportunities that they missed.
And now a 3-touchdown cushion against the Haverford school. Timeout on the field. Tell you again about our folks at E&M Insurance, property and casualty firm, insurance agency serving the business and personal insurance needs. Owned and operated by Chris Marr, class of 1989. E&M has been servicing the Delaware Valley since 1988, built on the principles of providing superior customer service and quality insurance solutions for their customers. Visit them at eandminsurance.com or find them on Facebook. A shift by the front three for LaSalle. Samaj Lee couldn't get away from Christian Peterman, who broke down well and made the tackle in the backfield.
Great patience by Peterman to stay with Lee, making all sorts of moves in the backfield. Peterman not fooled.
Tyler, what's the old rule there?
Gotta watch the hips there, Bob.
Bingo.
And Peterman did a great job of that.
The hips will always tell you. Easier said than done.
Listen to Shakira, hips don't lie.
2nd and 12. A false start called against Haverford. 6:03 to play.
So third or fourth false start against Haverford today. Something they need to get cleaned up if they want to beat Malvern Prep later this year.
Second down and a long way to go. 17 yards to get the first down. Tierney.
Again.
Gain of 7. Got back to the original line of scrimmage.
And Peterman, not watching the hips that time, just going in for the kill.
Third down and 9. Tierney steps up. Tierney fires, and it's going to be a yard or two short of the line to gain, but a good job coming back to the football. It'll be 4th down and short. Decision time, but I don't know if there is much of a decision. The offense is going to stay on the field. .4:45 to go. It would take a big effort from Haverford to get back into this game, but it's going to have to start with a conversion here. Tierney takes the snap. Incomplete. And again, it's Eddie Sutter stepping in, and a late game breakup turns the ball over to LaSalle.
Fantastic timing to get the arm in, knock this football loose. Sutter flying through towards the outside to try and make up for the ground he had lost. And it's a great pass breakup.
4:30 to go. And a game that was a slog at times for LaSalle. Now they have the ball in Haverford territory. I think you take a shot perhaps early on here. Put this one away for good. There is safety help on both sides of the field. And some new folks into the game. So a new quarterback out there. A new running back out there for LaSalle as well. Good for the Explorers to get some run for some new folks out here. Michael Venango, the running back, and Cole Tresiak at quarterback. 2nd and 4. Pistol look. And another give off the left tackle for number 25, Michael Venango, the sophomore, 5'7", 145. Trey Hopkins, number 14, remains in the offensive huddle. I think he provides certainly a big body and someone that LaSalle can continue to use over the course of the year. Good to get him some more reps in this moment. High snap, Venango has the first down. Nice run on 3rd and 2, he got 5.
That's all you can ask for if you're the Explorers. Clock is hitting 3 minutes.
So who should we go talk to, folks?
I think you've already talked to Joey Bryan quite a bit, but he's had a game.
Let's mix it up a little bit.
JP Oates.
Ortiz has 2 touchdowns.
Ortiz has 2 touchdowns. That's a good call. Venango.
Whoa.
Yep, and that's a little bit of frustration from Walt Frazier.
He showed it last play, too.
Frazier signaled himself after the play. He throws the imaginary flag up out of his own pocket. I think he knew he was guilty.
So, yeah.
But you can't do that.
You're right, he did throw the imaginary flag.
So, yeah, my bad.
Not to distract from that, that's a very dangerous play, and you can't be doing that.
Well, when you have about 150 pounds on him, I made that look a little easy.
Yep. How about if we can get Jamel as well on the defensive side of the football?
Perfect.
He doesn't get enough love like we talked about. Venango inside the 10. Right, that odd man front, you're just taking on 2 linemen. You're not going to get as many tackles, but he's been a big part of this Sowers front 7, certainly on the front 3 that they're running.
Venango ran that quick because Walt Frazier was right there after him, and he did not want to get slammed.
And Frazier comes off the field. That might be the end of Walt Frazier for the day.
He's a beast.
He is a beast. There is no doubt about that. Fun to watch.
Got a good football career ahead of him. And just keep it clean.
That's right. Venango, touchdown. And the sophomore tailback puts LaSalle on the board again. Another look, little counter. Good blocking scheme there by LaSalle. Leads the way.
All right, he's going for Lancaster Ave this time.
Time is now.
Go.
Not quite.
Not quite.
Well, this has turned into a heck of a game for LaSalle. They have exuded some confidence, exerted their dominance. over a Haverford school team.
This is how quickly a game can change for LaSalle. 14 coming out of the half, a slow third quarter, but then just explode with 2 Ortiz touchdowns, and now some new guys making a difference here late in the game.
And it smells like team spirit here at Haverford School.
That's right. We've had some good ones here from the band and from the DJ system, if you will. I'm partial to the band. Anytime you got live music being played, terrific. Well, it was 14-6. It feels like 15 minutes ago here, guys. And LaSalle was really taking over. Squib kick and good field position for Haverford.
And if you're Haverford, you want to string together one last good drive. You got some timeouts. If you want to burn them, do a little 2-minute drill.
Next up for LaSalle, as we talked about, Episcopal Academy on the road Friday night. Looking forward to that one. Have not yet called a game from Episcopal, so that will be a fun one. And then you guys will be on the call without me for Cardinal O'Hara on Friday night the 27th. You guys excited?
Yeah, apologize in advance for any technical issues, Bob.
No technical issues. Come on now.
No, we do this once a year.
That's right.
I think Oliver's really going to shine.
Oh yeah, I have that date circled on the calendar. That's my time. I'm ready to go.
That's right.
All pretty local this year too. Episcopal, Newtown Square, O'Hara, right in Springfield.
Yeah, says the guy that didn't go to the Shore or
That's
Baltimore.
Right. You didn't go to Baltimore either.
That's
to be
true.
fair.
I did not.
I went there last year. So.
Harrisburg.
I was at Harrisburg.
That's right. I know you were. I appreciate that, too. It's great to have you. It's a good start to the year. Down to the final 50 seconds. Stay with us post-game, folks. As mentioned, I will talk with Brett Gordon, head coach of LaSalle, as well as many guys as we can down there. Certainly want to try to track down Des Ortiz. Try not to promise too much in case that doesn't materialize, but we have a couple folks in mind that have had some good games. Tierney remains in the game, hands off. And on 3rd and 7, got right up towards that line to gain. They're waving the chains forward. And that will be it. That's the last snap of the football game. LaSalle wins 34-6. Third win in 4 games by 18 points or more. And they go to 4-0 on the year. Up next is Episcopal on Friday. A lot to learn from, I think, in this first half here, guys. And then LaSalle started to impose their will in the second half.
See you down there, Bob. Oliver, what's your main takeaways from this game?
Yeah, I think Haverford held in there much better than I expected them to, as their defense really looked pretty good in the first half. But as the game unraveled in the fourth quarter, unfortunately, LaSalle just got the better of them, and this turned into a lopsided scoreline. But definitely some positives to show for Haverford, but definitely also some things they need to work on.
Yeah, completely agree. It was an even match, I'd say, through 3 quarters, and then LaSalle just kind of took it away. And, yeah, there's not much to be upset about if you're a LaSalle Explorers player, fan, coach. A lot to be happy for. Brett Gordon has done wonders so far, advancing to 4-0 as the Explorers come to the pep band, as they do at the beginning and end of every game, win or lose. We'll get an inside look here. There it is, the alma mater. LaSalle's pep band performs at the beginning and end of every football game, win or lose. And Oliver, a lot to be happy for if you're an LaSalle Explorers fan. They looked good out there. Offense, went up against a pretty stout defense, but, really started to pull away in the fourth quarter, as you alluded to. Special teams, no major mistakes. Hatfield's got a boot, nothing to complain about there. And defense, you held the forwards to 6 points. Can't be too upset about that. So I think Coach Gordon will be breaking down this win to the team quickly, and then our inside man, Bob Long of Bob Long Sports, will be getting an interview with the winning coach and a few select players.
And on top of everything for this LaSalle offense, this was a really important game in terms of seeing them in their first game with a depleted wide receiver room. Julian McFadden is going to miss an extended period of time, and to see Jimmy Dolan come up and make some big plays, it's a good sign because they're really going to have some difficult opponents in McFadden's absence. So them being able to remain successful through the air and on the ground with all the injuries is really special, as it just shows how deep this roster can go.
Yeah, you really see that a lot with high school football is that, something happens in the pass game and they lean pretty heavily on the run, and they become pretty one-dimensional. Oh, and here we are.
Brett Gordon, head coach Salle, is with. Brett, congratulations. Come on.
Thanks, Bob. I was really proud of the way we handled the second half. Off to our defense for like.
What jumped off the page at me is how they operate on both the offensive and defensive line of scrimmage. Another good challenge for you guys. It feels like every time you suit up, you're facing a terrific offensive and defensive line. How do you feel you handled it?
Yeah, we talk a lot as a staff trying to figure out how much are we struggling versus how good is our opponents. And this was yet again, fourth week in a row, a very stout front that we knew. I really challenged the offensive line in our game on the second half. We started to see some seams in there, and we hit, which was to win late in the season.
The defense, you talked about how we're here today. Any specific there got involved? Christian had a nice interception. What stood out?
Yeah, we knew that they were going to try to run the ball. They kind of hang their hat on the run game. So, the defensive staff did a great job all week prepping them to – we can't let them run the ball. We want to put them in some passing situations to help our chances. And I just thought for 4 straight quarters, they made it really challenging for those guys to get anything going in the run game. So I was proud of the way we defended the line of scrimmage and then got a turnover. I forget what quarter it was, but we talk turnovers all the time. So overall, just a good team win, but in particular, the defense stepped up.
Brett, thanks for the time. We'll see you on Friday at Episcopal.
Awesome. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it.
You got it. Desmond Ortiz. Big day for Ortiz, the lead tailback. We're going to go a little closer. Sorry. Yes. Yes, okay. Des Ortiz is with us. Big day for you out there today. It feels like you've had a lot of runs that were so close to going and break into the house. Today they went your way. Why?
Yes, sir. I got to give credit to all the guys up front. At first we started off a little slow, but, towards the half we really started picking up, and that's when I got those big runs. But, all over until next week.
Playing with this offensive unit, I know you mentioned that you got to clean things up, but the weapons that you have, yourself, Gavin, the wideouts, how much fun is it to play in this system?
It's amazing. We can hit you from all different directions. It sucks to have right now Julian McFadden and Chris Filippo. We still got some guys that can step up into their roles, and, it's great. It's great.
I got to tell you, I like seeing both you and Josh on the field at the same time. You tailbacks, you have a lot of skill sets. I know how good you are catching the ball out of the backfield as well. That's got to be a challenge for defenses to deal with.
Yes, sir, definitely. I mean, me and Josh, we're like a two-hand punch, so, you know, it's going to be dangerous when we're on the field together. So.
Well, congrats on a great win here, Des. I appreciate your time with us, and we'll see you on Friday.
Bob, thank you.
Des Ortiz with us. Appreciate his time. Guys, back to you.
So there we have it. Bob spoke with Des Ortiz. We were able to capture most of that, I would say. But, yeah, Oliver, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, great game from the Salle offense once again. They really turned it on in that fourth quarter, but another great game. We're going to go to Episcopal next week. That's going to be a tough challenge, and, man, this Explorers team is really rolling along, and we'll see how this season closes out. But LaSalle's going to win this one 34-6. Tyler Kern, Keith Binsfeld, Bob Long, I'm Oliver Gomez. LaSalle wins it. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a good day.